Hello, I'm Tom from Paramount Plants, and this is our official guide on how to plant a potted or a root ball tree. We're doing them together as once you remove the potted tree from the pot, the processes are exactly the same. Let's begin.
Here's everything you'll need to plant your trees. You'll need some compost, some supplements for the hole. We've got fish blood and bone for nutrients and mycorrhizal fungi or root grow to encourage root growth. You'll need some plant food for long-term health. We recommend POW hummus, and you'll need some gloves to protect your hands. You'll also need a shovel, of course, and a pitchfork. Both of these are Kent and Stowe. And you'll need some tree stakes and tree ties, 2 tree stakes per tree. Everything you see here is available on our website and in our nursery.
First, we dig the hole. Measure your pot or root ball, dig a hole twice as wide as it and a little bit deeper than it. Hack away at the base and sides of the hole. This helps to loosen the soil, makes it easier for the roots to establish. Mix your compost with the soil from the area about 50-50. We're using Westlands peat-free organic. If your soil is poorly draining, consider adding some sand or grit to this mix. Backfill your hole to the depth you need, which in this case is the depth of the pot or root ball. It's better to be slightly too shallow than too deep. I'll explain why later. And then gently press down the soil with your boot. Not too hard, we don't want to compact it, we're just trying to remove air pockets. Now it's time to put in our stakes. Make sure they're evenly spaced with enough room for the tree in the middle. It's extremely important you put your stakes in before you plant your tree so you don't accidentally hammer them through the roots. Now we're using this special landscaping tool for putting stakes in, but a mallet or hammer will work fine. Now this is a really important step. Sprinkle some of this stuff in the bottom of the hole. This is mycorrhizal fungi and it's crucial for trees. If you go to any woodland, this is all around you under your feet. It's got a symbiotic relationship with trees. It takes sugars from their roots and in return it brings them moisture and nutrients. You can see why that will be so important for planting a tree. We also recommend sprinkling a bit of fish blood and bone in the bottom of the hole. This has nitrates, phosphates and other crucial minerals to give your tree a head start in its new location. And now for the only step which is different for these 2 trees, removing this from the pot. Firstly, gently tap the sides of the pot and shake it to loosen it up, and then carefully lower the tree onto its side and pull the root out like that. Try and get a hand under the root mass. This takes the strain of the weight off the roots. Maneuver your tree into the hole. And stand it up. Lovely. Next, we're going to secure the tree to the stakes with these ties. It may seem counterintuitive to do it before we fill the hole, but trust me, it's much easier to get on with the rest of it once the trees are secure. You simply thread this through this little strap, thread it back through to create a loop, even that out, put that over the stake, and then put it through there, and there we go. That may not look secure, but we've got to put it on the other side as well. Let's do that. Once again, thread it through, round back to create a loop, even that out, put the loop over the stake, and then bring that in to secure the tree. And there we go. Adjust them so that they're roughly the same height. Lovely. Now, get your shovel again and refill the holes with your soil and compost mix. You may need to pack the soil right up against it, especially with the root ball. You might want to gently lift and manoeuvre the root ball to do that. Make sure not to cover any of the stem with soil. With a root ball tree, you should just be able to see a tuft of the canvas sticking out of the earth. This is crucial, as if you bury the stem, it can rot and that will kill the tree. Now, take your boots or your wellies, walk around the tree, stamping the soil down. This is to remove air pockets. And now, we water generously. You need to do this even if it's the middle of winter, even if it's just rained, because this is about removing air pockets in the soil. These stakes should stay in the ground for a couple of years at least, until the tree is properly established in the ground. You may also need to loosen these ties before then, in case the trunk gets too big. When you take the stakes out, just refill the hole with soil and compost mix. In terms of feeding, you can use a slow release feed or a liquid feed. We particularly like Pow Hummus. Just a small amount from this packet mixed with water is enough to cover 25 square meters of garden. And that's it. 2 freshly planted trees. It is a bit tiring, but it really is very simple. Most people could do this in half an hour to 45 minutes just with the instructions from this video. Thanks for watching our video on how to plant your own trees. Make sure to check out our watering guide to keep your plants in the best possible health, and our aftercare guide to keep your plants looking just how you want them.
If you'd like to know more about how to plant your own trees, email salesteam@paramountplants.co.uk.